Hey guys, Stelt here. I decided to do another Zero to Hero, and in this one, I was trying to find and equip gear to make myself a battle bard. We're just gonna go until we die, so I hope you enjoy. And if you do, please just give me a like, a comment, or subscribe to the channel. Thanks! Okay, so we're starting off in ruins, and I literally have nothing other than my rapier and my instruments. So we just want to get some gear and get out because we don't have any heals really at this point. And just getting some things worth saving with bandages and health pots is a lot better than nothing. And I'd rather not bring health pots and bandages in when I'm literally base kit, because if someone runs me down, I'm probably just gonna die. And right off the start, I messed up my jump and didn't get over the wall. So I got hit by the Skelly Mage, which isn't good. And so we don't have health. We don't have healing. We're just going to make sure we get what we can. And this graveyard spawn isn't necessarily the safest. A lot of people run here because they know about the Royal Coffin, and so you could get a bunch of players on you. I typically would just leave at this point, but since I'm base kit, I don't have anything to lose. If I die, I just lost a couple minutes and I'll go again. So I'm deciding to stay and try to get all of these smaller coffins because there could be a high quantity of loot within those two, and I just need anything at this point. Resourcefulness Fizz Power Shoes. Perfect. And both of these Y-handers are decent, so I'm just going to pick them up to try to sell them later. Dexterity, will, resourcefulness, and true fizz, really good gloves. And at this point, I am overcapped for tranquility. So grabbing that hat actually lets me play all my songs and has a little extra mem cap, so I should have another song, but I don't. Oh well. I hear somebody breaking down the wall and hitting this way, so I'm actually just going to ghost in the corner. I'm not going to play Tranquility. I'm not going to redo my buffs, because if I do, they'll be able to see me. I'm just going to sit in the dark and heal on up. And that took a while, so I'm assuming whatever player was there isn't anymore, and I'm just rebuffing and going to go keep looting. I think I had my hands off the keyboard there, and I reacted very slowly. Heavy leathers, we're becoming Battle Bard, and I'm just gonna do a quick Tranquility to make sure that I have as much health as I can. And after I loot this chest, I'm deciding to drop down into the well. I have a decent amount of things. I know there's a lion's head down there, and I heard the static open. So if I need to, that's an easy escape. Since the wisp up top debuffed all of my buffs, I'm gonna have to play Rousing Rhythms, and then after that I can use Unchained Harmony to open the chest. For dexterity, 4 additional move speed, 3% physical damage bonus. Those boots are awesome. I'm deciding to clear this way first. I know that there's another chest right next to the static extract, but I'd rather end there. So that way, if I need to leave right away, I can, rather than having to run around or break the wall down and get stuck by skeletons and things like that. Regal Gambison, one more step toward becoming Battle Bard. I just need to move around my inventory to pick up the campfire too. And as I was just about to grab this chest, I thought I heard some rubble breaking behind me. And so at that point, I just leave. I don't want to die. I don't have a lot of health, and I already got a decent amount of upgrades. So let's just take this and go. I wasn't trying super hard to sell these for good prices. I was just taking whatever people would offer, and this purple Zweihander sold for $250. And nothing else would sell, so I just sold them to the merchant. Also, since I had the feathered hat, I decided to add Accelerando. I would need 2 more knowledge, but I could probably get that from a ring or a necklace or something. And here we are again in the ruins. I did stock up on heals, health pots, bandages, and I usually grab 2 campfires just to be safe. And I'm just deciding that in this run, I want to try to make it down into the Inferno and get as much as we can. I also somehow missed it while I was editing, but I bought a white crossbow. I do lose armor for swapping this, but I decided to swap it anyway because I'm gaining a good amount of move speed, and I'm also gaining almost 4% physical damage bonus. Do you ever have moments where you mess up and then you just decide, screw it, I don't care anymore, I'm just going to kill this thing until it's dead? Because that's exactly what just happened here. And I know I have a bunch of heals, but I'm deciding to use Tranquility now, so I'm not wasting them for later in the run. I'd rather have them for Inferno if I get into a fight, or if I'm in crypts and I make a mistake, or I'm in like a really big room that I'm trying to clear out quickly. I'm coming down here now. There's a spider mummy pot, a bunch of mummies, and there's always either a lion head or a gold chest. It'll either be sitting next to a giant spider or an altar of sacrifice or red shrine. Resourcefulness, max health, and armor are also great for Battle Bard. This is a really good necklace for us. This lever either opens up the giant spider or the altar of sacrifice, but that's where the chest is that we really wanted, so I'm doing that now. And we do hear somebody fighting a skeleton above us, so we just need to be a little careful of that while we go up after we're done down here. And I'm going to turn on these two settings real quick, because if I throw my Francesca's, it'll immediately pull the next item to the top left, which is why I put the throwing knives there. And so I can just keep throwing things. Those settings are really great for drum throwing. They're really great for throwing Francesca's and throwing knives. So if you're playing rogue or if you're playing barbarian, those settings will probably help you too. And while I was talking about that, we did upgrade our rapier to a blue variant. I don't think it's the best substats, but it's more weapon damage for us. And we also got a resourcefulness cape, which actually has the highest armor out of all the capes in the game. So it's a really good one to have on Battle Bard. Now that we're up, I'm just looking around to make sure that I don't see anyone, because I know that somebody was fighting up here. After I don't see someone for a second, I assume it's a rogue, and then they jump out on me. I'm not going to swap to Shriek of Weakness. I'm just going to switch to my Rapier and start hitting him. I have Rapier Mastery on. I have a decent amount of armor. I have a decent amount of health between all the vigor that I stacked. So we should just be able to take him out like that. And he definitely wasn't geared the best, but he was still geared decently enough to where if I wasn't built like this, he probably would have killed me in 2 or 3 hits. Since he saw that I was a bard, he saw the music notes around me, he heard me playing music, he probably assumed he was going to 2 or 3 shot me, but it actually was going to take closer to 5 or 6. And this is why I personally really like Battle Bard. A lot of people underestimate how tanky you're going to be, and you can just get some free kills because of that. Also, instead of using Tranquility or something, I'm just going to keep using his bandages since he had so many. I'm not really using any of my own resources, so I feel like this is completely fine. There is someone in the room right in front of me. I'm just going to somewhat clear around over here and make sure nobody comes this way. Again, I'm still not geared fully, and I could always get some better upgrades, so I'm just going to keep looking for them. Also, if you didn't know, Francesca's are really great for breaking all these boxes down. The more you know. That's at least one less rogue in the game, because he just took the escape portal there. And I'm just deciding at this point, I'm going to go sit in front of the static that brings me down into crypts and use tranquility, so I'll see you there. I really like the spawn room because there's a decent amount of big chests and a bunch of mummies. I think that the best way to clear it is honestly to just pull all of them and train them together like you're playing Call of Duty Zombies, and you'll just see me do that here. It means that you can hit multiple of them with one swing, which always helps the clearing process. If you're not used to pulling this many mobs at the same time, you might take some damage as well, but this is also a great room to learn that because there's a health shrine right here. And the room's cleared. I was really contemplating picking up that straw hat, but I don't necessarily want to lose the knowledge, because if I do, I won't be able to play Tranquility. I maybe should have, just because I don't think Tranquility matters as much now that I have heals, but I don't know, I just decided to keep the hat. I walked out a half second too early. I was waiting for it to shoot, but my fingers were ahead of my brain. This gives me an excuse to use a campfire and get rid of some space in my inventory, though. Gotta think positive. Those are also really good boots. They give 4 dex, 2 strength, 2 agi, but I'm deciding to just put them away for another build because I like having the added move speed when I'm wearing a Regal Gambeson right now. This straw hat honestly wasn't the best. It had 3 different magic rolls, so like if I'm going to play Den of Darkness, cool, but I very rarely use Den of Darkness for damage and would rather just use it to unstealth rogues. But I am just going to pick it up anyway because it was 5 strength, and that's 5 strength that I might not have on another build. I probably should have kept these drums at this point, considering I got 2 blue ones and this one has added physical damage bonus. I could have swapped from Rapier Mastery to reinforced instruments, and that probably would have worked a lot better. I definitely like it better with Battle Bard, but I was deciding to try something new, so I kept Rapier Mastery and dropped one of my drums. And once again, I messed up clearing mobs. But I'm just going to look at the positive again. I get to clear up a slot of bandages. I also think this is the most Regal Gambesons I've ever found in the span of 2 games. I'm also sitting here questioning if I want these pants or not. The only stat that I don't like is 4 Magi Power. And so I figured I'd just drop the straw hat since that had 3 dead stats on it and take these since cloth pants are very good for Bard. And then I picked the straw hat up again anyway because I'm crazy. Den of Darkness build incoming? I can already see the YouTube title. How to tickle your enemies to death. Wait, that's the survival bow. Now getting back to serious stuff, we have a rogue to our east behind that door. I know it's a rogue because he was using a dagger and stabbing, and literally no other class does that. I'm just going to use this health bot to make sure we're full health just in case. But honestly, I'm very much down to ignore him and let him come to me, because if I push a rogue, I'm probably going to take ambush damage. If he pushes me, I can just back up until his stealth wears off. I found the portals that we want to take, so let's just look around and see what's happening in this room. So I thought I heard a rogue before, and now I'm hearing plate boots. So we either have a fighter, cleric, or warlock on the other side of this door. I'm just going to assume it's a fighter, because that's the class that I want to deal with the least. Really good frost amulet, 2 true, max health, and physical healing. I'm deciding to keep mine because it has armor and max health, and resourcefulness lets me keep my songs up longer without having to rebuff all the time. Well, eventually I decide that. I actually put the necklace on right away. With that necklace, I'm actually probably going to use it for like a survival bow dexterity build, since I shoot the bow really fast and 2 true added for every shot will actually add up quickly. And this is one of my favorite hell spawns. There are like 3 or 4 different cheese spots in this room. I know 3 for sure. I'm sure somebody else could probably find 4. I use 2 here, but I mostly just stick to 1 because it's a lot easier for me. Where I tried to jump up just then was one of the cheese spots, but I messed up. And so I'm just deciding to run around to the other one that's easier to get to at this point. The only thing about this spawn is with the centaur, you might have to jump some of the attacks. The demon berserker won't hit you. The dogs shouldn't hit you as long as you don't go too far forward. I think I actually mess up here and back up a little bit too far and fall down, but it's fine. We could just run around to one of the other cheese spots again. And I also preemptively drank a health pot because when you're running through this like blood area, it hurts you a little bit like it's lava. Here's the other cheese spot. If you have a longer weapon, I've done this with like a warlock with a halberd or even just like a survival bow. It works really well, but I couldn't hit them with the rapier. That's why I said I like the other one better. So I decided to run back to that one. Just remember to jump when he swings and you shouldn't get hit. Also, if you notice, I just looked right. The other thing to be careful of is sometimes the archer or crossbowman that's on top of the staircase over there will actually aggro and come down to you. That can make the situation a little complicated. But now all of these are dead, so we get to loot this area of the room, and then I'm going to open up where the wraith is, kill that, and get 2 more lion's head or golden chests. Slight cape upgrade, always nice. Hey look, the archer aggroed me. With the nightmare variant, just be a little careful because it could shoot 3 times in a row. But as long as you know that, it's literally just the same as every other skeleton archer. And then pulling this lever aggroes a wraith onto you. And then just be a little careful because there's going to be 2 more skeletons where the wraith came from. There's usually at least always 1 axeman or 1 spearman. Sometimes it's both. I would usually kill these without cheesing them, but I don't have a buckler and I don't like fighting them without a buckler, so I'm just going to do this. And now we can go get the chests. And here I'm just deciding to fast pass through the boss room instead of another room. It's usually pretty easy as long as it's the Ghost King or the Lich. In this case, it was the Ghost King. Right here, I de-aggroed the Ghost King, but I did pull a Skelly Champ, so I'm honestly just going to run him back to the place where I killed the Centaur and the Demon Berserker because it works for him too. I wasn't expecting him to swing on me, so I took some damage, but I have a bunch of heals still. There's a health shrine. No harm, no foul. The Skelly Champ is also very easy if you have a buckler. I don't have it in this game, so I can't show you, but whenever he swings from, just move your shield in that direction, and it'll completely block off the rest of his combo. Just make sure it is a buckler, because it doesn't work with a heater shield, and I don't know for sure, but I don't think it works with a round shield either. We have an escape now, but there are a bunch of chests in this room, so I'm just going to wander around and collect those, and then we'll head out. All right, so after that game, we sold all of our things, and then I gambled on a 75 gold buckler in the Goblin Merchant, and I got a white one. So not the best gamble, but whatever. It was worth a shot. Our next queue was directly into the Goblin Caves, and I actually got a decent spawn here to run toward Cave Troll, so I decided to do that. Literally nothing happened early on this game, so I'm just gonna let the game play out. I ran to Cave Troll, I killed it. I think I looted the gold pile 4 times, and then just decided that was good enough. Let's leave. So I'll be back after we kill Troll, and we're heading back out of the game. So at this point, I decided I was good enough and I was getting ready to leave. So I'm just picking up all of my things. And we made it to zone now, which is great. I just need to make sure that I heal up fully because I've noticed a lot of times recently people are teaming up in goblin caves and it makes it a little difficult to even get into fights. So if I do, I want to be as healthy as possible so I can have the best chance for it. And there's two people here. There's a barbarian and someone else, and they're not fighting. So I'm not gonna fight them. There's no way. I don't want to. And there's a warlock now too. Luckily, he wants to be friendly, so I'm not VoIPing at all in this game, and I sort of just point toward the door, and he shuts it and leaves, so I just follow him out. Warlock left the game, so I'm just going to go in his zone. As soon as I get there, I realize that I'm right next to a static extract, so I just run up and take that. This time we sell everything, and then I use my gingerbreads to buy a buckler instead. It's not the best rolls, but it still has a bit more armor than the one I'm wearing now, and I think it gives max health too. Now we're in ruins, and I'm definitely just going to start by going to the royal coffin. After that, I'm going to move around a bit more than I did the first game. See if I can maybe get into fights, because I'm feeling a little bit better at this point. And so yeah, we'll just see what happens. With that, I'm deciding to leave the graveyard. I know that there's another spawn over to my southeast, so I'm going to start heading that way and see what we can see. And there is another player. I can't necessarily tell what he is yet, but I'm just backing up to see if I can get a slightly better view. And I hear blade boots, so it's either a fighter, a cleric, or a warlock. Hopefully it's not a fighter, but I'm just kind of waiting and seeing what he does. And he went down to the bottom chest, so I'm contemplating if I want to fight him or just leave. I kind of stick around for a little bit. And right now, he cleared all the mobs. I'm just deciding whatever, screw it. I'm gonna go fight him and see what we can do. I feel pretty decent about our gear. We don't have rings or anything yet, but maybe if we kill him, we can get some. The only problem with him being a plateware is that we need to kite him and use all of our throwables, and then that is the only chance that we have to kill him. We can run into melee after we throw all of them, but we definitely need to throw all of them first. So we're definitely gonna go reduce his move speed and then use Shriek of Weakness on him. After that, we're gonna swap to our Francescas because I missed my crossbow shot and start to pelt him with those. So I wasted some throwables and I didn't throw my drum, but we hit him 11 times compared to like 3 or 4. So I feel like we played that fight pretty decently. Regardless, PDR fighters are Bard's biggest weakness, and because of that, we still lost the fight. I definitely could have played it a little better. I missed a lot of throwables and I didn't throw my drum. And with that death, the video also ends. I hope that y'all enjoyed it and it helped you in one way or another. Have a great day. Peace.